Hello race fans and welcome to the Allegheny Motorsports Complex for the PttyBlue43 annual Dirtathon. I am standing right at the start-finish line for this inaugural race. Today's action will be a dirt track with some grass mixed in. This is going to uphold quite the challenge for these drivers to be able to quickly adapt to this rough, dry surface and then easily pull onto the grass portion of the racetrack. Conditions tonight absolutely perfect for dirt racing. 80 degrees outside, some humidity in the air. So get ready for some rough and ready dirt racing. Steve Brown starting on the pole this evening with an exceptionally long lap of over 12 seconds. Bill Steinbach was into the 13-second range. Chad Limburner into the 15-second range. No heat race run this evening as to save battery power for this feature event. Get ready for some sliding around dirt racing. 3, 2, 1, go.
There it is, the green flag, and it's a mad dash towards turn number 1 and 2. Bill Steinbach and Chad Limburner cut through the center infield. Steve Brown will lead the first lap of the inaugural dirt race for the history of Three Rivers RC. Chad Limburner's in second, and Bill Steinbach is in a distant third place.
Both Limburner and Steinbach getting stuck up in the thicket on the outside of the start-finish line there as we have a yellow flag on lap number 2 where Limburner shooting outside the speedway. You can see him walking off the screen to go retrieve his car as the track maintenance team comes out to fix the speedway, and Bill Steinbach organizing his car.
Everything is in ship shape for this restart attempt. Drivers are still sorting it out, though. Word is Bill Steinbach will be the driver who comes around. He will have the bottom lane of the racetrack. Green flag is back out, and Bill Steinbach spins out along with Limburner and Brown in turn number 1.
You can see Limburner hesitating a little bit on that restart. That helped him out. He did have a lead for a short time. The other two were going into the turn number 1 hard, but now he has wrecked again, and the other two have taken the lead here as there's a battle for first. Brown has it, and Bill Steinbach wants it, and he takes it out of turn 4. Lap 5, he will lead, and Limburner is mired back in third place now as Brown has a little bit of trouble.
Nice slide job there by Bill Steinbach to steal away the lead from Steve Brown. Chad Limburner loose and spins out in turn number 2. Steve Brown looks like he spun out in turn number 3, and a yellow flag is out. Here's an instant replay of Bill Steinbach. This is what happens when these drivers become complacent. They simply drive off of the racetrack.
Exactly. They get up into the thick the weeds outside this speedway. Obviously a very natural track we have here today. The track maintenance team spending a lot of time trying to get as much of the grass they could off the track. Obviously they could not do very much in this wooded situation. Oh, and we see Brown hitting the tripod there for the camera. Steinbach having some trouble trying to catch up to the leader, Brown, and looks like Limburner has died on the second straightaway there. We have a yellow flag on lap 9 due to him. You can see his tires locked, meaning that he'd simply lost reception for some reason.
Track maintenance team sorting everything out here for this restart attempt, making sure that all the cars are safe to go back racing.
Now remember, you've seen some of these drivers cutting through a little bit of the infield. That is perfectly legal as long as they get back into the track within one more of those marking cones, just like the Super Speedway, just like some of the other tracks that we have on the circuit.
Green flag is out, and the field moves expeditiously towards turn number 1. Bill Steinbach spins out, goes to the infield as Chad Limburner had the lead for a short amount of time there, but lost it to Steve Brown. And Bill Steinbach cuts right through the center, hitting that checkered flag at the restart line to signify to the drivers of when they get on the throttle.
It looks like Limburner having some trouble running into Steinbach's feet as he runs out onto the track to grab his car. He'll get moving again quickly, and look at Brown speeding along this speedway. He seems to be doing the best here so far today as Steinbach gets up into the outside of the track there. He will take it back position from Brown, who has some trouble in turn number 2. We have a yellow flag on lap 14. We'll see what happened here with an instant replay.
We can see it here, folks. Steve Brown up and over, right in the outside retaining wall area. Field getting ready for a restart attempt. Brown on the outside. Green flag is back out. 3 wide towards turn number 1 and a 3-car pileup. It looks like one of them got upside down, and it's not Michael Waltrip. It's Steve Brown. Again upside down. Twice in less than 3 yards he got upside down. Bill Steinbach leading. Here comes Chad for second, and Steve Brown in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen now moving towards the center for third spot. Almost a lap down to Bill Steinbach.
Now you can see these drivers, if they get a really good run off of where the start-finish line is, you can see that kind of a bump there that lets the drivers get a lot of speed. They can have a lot of speed coming up the backstretch on the other side, the camera angle that you're looking at now. And that is a really good advantage for whoever can get that well. And Bill Steinbach seems to have done it the last couple laps here. Brown taking advantage of it when he can.
You can see that debris right there on the racetrack. The official word is that's actually the rear spoiler from Chad Limburner's car, sitting right in the center of turn number 1 and 2. That will bring out a yellow flag right here on lap 20. Now, speaking of this area of the racetrack, as we can see, here's an instant replay of that spoiler actually coming off. This area of the racetrack has become quite the cushion for these drivers to really be able to build up speed and momentum to just rocket down towards turn number 3.
A lot of bumping on the restart there, and Limburner goes over as there's a fight for the lead. Looks like Steinbach's going to get the lead there, and he will lead this lap as Brown is hot on his tail, and he does some sliding out of turn number 1 and hits Steinbach as they go around turn number 3. Again, as they come close to lapping Limburner, who does get a run and will get quite far ahead of them. Steinbach having a lot of trouble, and Brown has the lead now, quite a lead.
Bill Steinbach gets into the outside brush of the racetrack, runs over there. Steve Brown still the leader. Chad Limburner dodges Steinbach standing right over there. It looks like an issue over in turn number 4 with Steve Brown, and Bill Steinbach seems to be having some reception issues, and he'll come around and pass Brown for the lead. There comes Limburner to take away second spot from Brown, who's now back in third place, almost a half lap down to Bill Steinbach. Lap 25, 10 more circuits of racing to go. A pileup in turn number 3 between Brown and Limburner. Brown is stuck in the weeds, and Limburner is on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks to have some sort of a mechanical issue.
The word we're getting down from the track is that Limburner's battery actually came out from its holster within the chassis of the car. It is just hanging by those wires that keep it held onto the motor. Now we know that he's using his bigger of the 2 batteries. He does have a backup, unlike the other 2 drivers. He's using that for this race today to make sure he has enough battery power to get to the end. And we have a green flag already back out here. Limburner does have a lot of trouble, maybe distracted by that battery. And Steinbach now spins out Brown to take the lead. Brown is in second and catching up quick.
Steve Brown muscling that car for all it's worth, takes the lead away from Bill Steinbach, who puts a bumper to Brown, but only loses the front end of his Ford to go into one of those cones. Steve Brown did have an accident all by himself, though, in the center of 3 and 4 for Bill Steinbach to take the lead away, and he will lose second spot to Chad Limburner, who spins out in the bottom lane, but's able to gather it up and keep on rolling.
Lap 30. Limburner's coming around here. We can see him as Steinbach's having a lot of trouble out of turn 3. Brown getting up on that restart flag once again. Steinbach's going to have to go out and get his car. Looks like he's having a lot of trouble. This will wave a caution because he has gone 3/4 of a lap down after a major incident there.
This could be major heartbreak for Bill Steinbach. He's been running a smooth and methodical race all night long. Could a mechanical failure take him out of this race? We'll see what happens here. He puts it in gear, it starts to roll towards the restart line.
Also, let's remember which car had the most mechanical failures so far. Bill Steinbach's. Brown has the lead here, and Limburner's going to drive over Steinbach to put him in third place. There's not much movement there, though. Bill Steinbach trying to get his car moving as Brown is stuck in the infield once again. He seems to be getting stuck in that same area all the time. That's going to yield another caution for us today. We can see Bill Steinbach has broken his controller. Part of it has come off. Doesn't seem to be a big issue, though. Just puts it back into its holster in the controller.
Sorting things out for the restart attempt here. Steve Brown will come around, and it looks like he'll have the outside lane. Waiting for the green flag to be dropped by the flagman. Green flag is back out. Bill Steinbach with a whale of a run towards turn number 2. Steve Brown drives dirty to get by him. They both cut through the center line. Bill Steinbach has the lead, gets into the back of Steve Brown, and Limburner in third spot. On the inside, Steve Brown. Bill Steinbach on the outside. They make contact in turn number 3 for Limburner to pass both of them. And he will come off the fourth corner to win the inaugural dirt race. And there's still a fight for a second spot. Bill Steinbach physically kicks his car to get across the stripe. As Steve Brown, the look of dismay, trying to pick up third place points. And he does, in fact, earn third spot this evening.
A great break for Limburner there, those two fighting it out for the lead and then ending up wrecking, allowing him to come and take the lead.
What a heartbreak for Steve Brown. Today's finish certainly not indicative of his performance today. Chad Limburner picks up his second consecutive win. We'll see you next time right here on the Three Rivers RC Racing Channel.